Hi there, I'm the Divine Miss Mikki. Today, I thought I'd talk about something that happened today. It was on YouTube, it was quite interesting. And it was, well, it's the subject of today, which is triggers. People can trigger us, we can trigger others, and triggers are always there to show what needs to be worked on. So this situation was just someone, maybe she was just having a bad day. We have those days, you know. I'd seen this lady before. It'd always been very nice, very helpful, very caring. And today, maybe she'd been triggered by something she talked about, and suddenly there was this attack. I was on another account that is not in my name. That's a long story, not important. But there was just this attack. I'm thinking, what's this? Nobody's had a problem before. I'm always transparent, and geez, you're hiding, you're doing blah. And I'm like, so what? You know, it's like, it's not an issue. I mean, is there not more important things in the world to worry about than what name someone's using on YouTube? As long as they're being honest and using integrity in their communication. As long as they're not saying, oh, I'm Joe Blow, when really they're Silly Sally. I just picked out some names there, but you know, you get the picture. As long as you're not saying you're someone else rather than yourself. It doesn't matter what label you've got. But she was obviously triggered because she got very, very upset. And I started feeling this, hang on, you know, someone's telling me what I should be doing and why I'm doing this, and you're hiding, and I'm just like, well, hang on. And I realized that my emotions were coming up and I was feeling anger. But I sat back and I just calmly said, look, it's no biggie. There's a situation. You don't know the whole situation. There's more to it than you know. Nobody's had a problem before. You know, just let it go. You know, I mean, not those exact words, but along those lines. It was in someone else's chat on someone else's show, and I don't want to get in an argument with anyone, particularly about something that's not worth arguing about. So I stayed calm. I saw what it was, you know, it was someone who was triggered for some reason that she knew. And I hope that she does know so that then she can work on it. You know, I watched the control then be placed on another, you know, telling another that they should just do this. It's like we're all on different paths at different stages, and you know, sometimes people need some reassurance. So what's wrong with asking for reassurance? There's nothing wrong with that, you know, and nobody has a right to attack someone. You know, we're a community here. So, you know, I watched it being placed another, and then it came back on me, and I just thought, you know, the issue was small. But for some reason, it was big to her. And it made me think of triggers. Her reaction, her overreaction, the feelings I had inside. Oh, wow, you're attacking me for a reason that is not important, has nothing to do with you. You know, I've done nothing to you. You know, that sort of thing. We've, heaven knows, I think just about all of us, if not all of us, have been in that situation when someone had a go at us for something that was small, was trivial, was unimportant, or was their trigger. And it just, I really got thinking about it. I've had a lot of triggers in my life because of the level of trauma and abuse that I've been through. It's been a great teacher. I've learnt so much from it. But I didn't learn straight off because I didn't have the information there. It wasn't until my very early 30s that I actually started learning about metaphysics. I started learning about healing emotions to heal your physical health, how our emotions, how trauma, how things that have happened to us can basically mold us in a not so good way if we haven't healed it, if we haven't dealt with it, where we react, we're triggered by things, we draw people to ourselves that just reinforce the negative feelings we have about ourselves or we have about life. And it just, that one lady, and I went, okay, what can I gain from this? What, rather than just brush her off, what can I gain from it? Well, one thing I realised, that my Leo temper stayed very nice and calm. So that means I've come a long way. These are the things where Spirit puts things, people in our path, things in our way, to test, to see, have you really come as far as you thought you had? And I thought, wow, yeah, that's a good thing. And I thought about the feelings I was feeling inside of me. I was actually feeling some rage here. Maybe rage isn't the word. I was feeling angry, and I was feeling like, well, hang on, this is stirring something up in me. So I sat back after it was over. I calmly said what I thought. I suggested she look within, because she was the one that was upset. It was affecting her. It hadn't affected anyone else. So this was something within her. I can't say what it was because it's her journey, not mine. But it was very interesting the way her reaction to something was so strong. And it taught me something as well. And this is where triggers can be a positive in our life. So, I found it interesting that the calmer I stayed, the more she wanted to push. And I thought, she's trying to push to submission, or to get, you have to do as I say. What was it? And I just sort of went, no, I'm not getting into this. And it made me explore my own inner feelings. What do I still need to work on? I've just had something where I tried to help someone out. It's happened. Someone I've known a very long time. Unfortunately, there were dramas, and along with the dramas, there were things that were unacceptable. And I had to set boundaries that were, at first, I did gentle boundaries, not being respected. And then I had to lay down the law and say, look, it's not working. Luckily, she'd already said that. I think I'll leave because I'm not coping. It's like, you're not bloody coping? I don't need to go into it all. It's all over and done with. But I found it very interesting. It was the second time in a matter of a few weeks that someone had behaved in a way that was confronting, when they were the one that were obviously not dealing with things, trying to pass it off, trying to pass blame, whatever. I don't know. Probably got a better idea with the lady I was talking about from here than on YouTube. I still think the lady on the YouTube is a lovely lady. And this was just one of those things. And I hope that she's okay. I truly, truly hope she's okay. But the thing was that the triggering was the sign for me. The feeling I got, that was the sign for me to say, okay, let's look at this. You've come a long way so far, but you got that feeling. And hey, I'm human. If someone goes to attack you, you're going to feel some emotion, particularly if it's an unfair or trivial thing, or they're coming from a point of ignorance, or they're coming from control, whatever, because everyone's got their motivation and something may have triggered them over there. They can't, they're having trouble coping with the emotions from that. And then something over here that is nothing suddenly becomes a volcanic eruption. That happens. We've all done it. And if you say you haven't done it, then you're probably not being realistic. You're probably not being honest with yourself. We've all had times where, we have felt a strong emotion about something, but haven't been able to deal with it because maybe we couldn't deal with the people. Maybe it was something we weren't aware that the emotions we were having are a trigger. And so because we haven't dealt with it, we haven't worked through, we then can actually take that out on others. I actually have an example, a four-legged example. You've met Leo, who right now is watching out for geckos because it's nighttime here and the geckos come out at night. So he likes to see if he can hunt them. Problem is they're outside and he's inside, and that's the way it is. But it doesn't mean he doesn't try. So anyway, Leo is a Scorpio cat. He is the most intense, emotional, expressive cat I've ever had. The thing is, with his emotions, he can't always control them. He just goes into reaction. So he has a tendency, he knows not to take it out on me because he knows he's going to get in big trouble. So he thinks he can take it out on the other cat, Skittles, who you've met. And Skittles is half his size. So he ends up in the naughty room, and it gets to the point he puts himself in the naughty room because he knows he's pushed the boundaries. He knows he's in trouble. It's like, well, I'm going to be in there anyway. I'll put myself in there. Close the door and say, you have a good long think about what you've done. And yeah, sometimes it takes a while to get through his thick skull. But anyway, the point I'm making with that is about how we can be triggered in one place, not deal with the emotions. We can be triggered with energies that are around us that we're not knowing how to cope with. And that can happen. I've talked in another video about the happy and the angry room, the sad room. Which one do you want to be in? That's about energy. And sometimes we can be somewhere where the energies there unsettle us, trigger us. And we don't always know how to deal with it, or we can't always deal with it. So sometimes that pent-up emotion can be taken out on someone or something that has nothing to do with it. There was something I used to tell people, that if you've got a lot of anger and you can't deal with it, it's people who say, scream into a pillow. That's a good one because you don't get to be heard. But another one is an old cardboard box, backyard, take it out on the cardboard box. Kick the crap out of that cardboard box, thinking it's the person or the situation, whatever. Get that anger out, because it's much healthier to have it out than in. When I lived down in New South Wales in Australia, there's an area called the Southern Highlands, which I'm trying to think of equivalents around the world, but it's very mountainous. It got likened to English countryside. So I've never been to England, but there were a lot of English type houses. And I lived in a town called Mossvale. Very, very beautiful place. I left there, though, when I couldn't tell the difference between the white driveway and the grass, and that my jumpers were frozen on the line. That I don't do that cold. No, that's why I live in Queensland. It's a lot warmer. But I had a teenage daughter and a very hyperactive toddler. Doing it on my own, a lot of stress. So I would get logs of wood and I would split them. I would make plenty of firewood, and I left a lot of firewood for the people that came after me. So it was a productive way, but it got it out. Split that log. It's like, and it's just like, whatever works, whatever helps you get the anger out. Make it positive, make it productive, or destructive if it's in the case of the cardboard box. You don't want to tear your pillow apart, but do what works for you. So with anger usually comes because we're triggered. We're triggered by something that has happened, or it could be a word, it could be a feeling, a look, it could be a situation, it could be something we see on TV or YouTube or Facebook or X/Twitter, which I haven't been on. It's not my cup of tea. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. Something. It can be something small, it could be something major, but it can trigger you. And that's the time when you look at that. Triggers are great indicators. They're indicators of areas that you still have to work on. And let's face it, life is one big school. We're always learning. There's always something new to learn. And as we grow within ourselves, there will be more things to come up. And people who have been traumatized, people who have been through domestic violence, been through abuse, it can take a while for that healing to happen, and in the meantime we get triggered. I'm quite proud of myself that I stayed calm, because yes, I do have a Leo Irish temper. It takes a lot for it to be triggered, but when it goes off, people realise that the Piscean front is just the Pisces rising, that there's a Leo under here, and she can roar. So I'm having fun with this, but there is a real message there. And these people that come into our life, these people that trigger us, are teachers, just as much as we are teachers for them, or someone else is the teacher for them, and it's up to them as to whether they will learn the lesson or not. You can't control if someone's going to learn their lesson. They either learn it or they don't learn it. Something else will come along that might provide them with another lesson. And we keep getting these lessons until finally we get it through our thick skull. I hope my skull's thick. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that because it was just interesting. I won't waffle on for too long. Surprise, surprise. But I wanted to use something that happened today as a learning tool so that we can be more aware, all of us, individually and collectively, of being aware of our emotions, being aware of the triggers, to own our triggers, to own when we have triggered someone else. That's an important one. And to see everything as a chance to learn. All these triggers. You have a very strong emotion. What can I learn? What can I learn from this situation that will help me grow within? That will help me heal the trauma or show me how far along the path of emotional healing I have come. And that makes it a positive. So on that note, I might just read, I've got a butterfly card. I love my butterfly affirmations, and I always have one or two with me at the computer, and I just stop and have a look at it. And normally I change it every Sunday, but I didn't this time. And it's interesting that this has happened, and we did just have a Virgo full moon, so you've got Virgoan energies going on here, which sometimes can trigger people to be hypercritical. I have Venus in Virgo, so that's an area that I know I have to be aware of. But there's the positive to it as well. So anyway, I love these butterfly cards because every card has a different butterfly on the back. They're called butterfly affirmations. I don't know if they're still available. I hope they are, because they are absolutely beautiful cards. And I had this one sitting here, and I was looking, and I'd written notes, and I thought, should I do cards? And I thought, no. It's the point is about triggers and learning and growing, and I didn't want it to be about anything else but that. But this one that's been sitting here is really actually relevant. And it goes, I am deserving of respect, love, and happiness. I give respect, love, and happiness too. So, I'll try and get that. I think that is it. Let's see if that'll... Maybe I should turn my salt lamp off when I do these. But anyway, I'll try to remember to put in the description so that then you can copy it and put it somewhere, because it's so true. We deserve happiness. We deserve love. We deserve to be treated with respect. But we also have a responsibility to give that as well. So it's a two-way street in communicating with others. It's a two-way street in life. Not everyone is going to work in harmony, and that is their choice, their journey. Your choice as to whether you're going to have them around you. Sorry, we're just about to have a cat fight. Leo's been in a poopy mood. Maybe it's the last of the full moon energy, but he's been in a poopy mood today. Leo, yeah, he likes to answer back. I've never had a cat that answered back the way he answers back. You know, I tell him off, and the amount of times, you know, I'll say, Leo, and he go, meow, meow, meow. I saw that, meow, 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 meow. True. I've had people go, oh, yeah, right. And then they see him do it, they go, he really does. Yeah, he answers back. He's like a naughty little boy. He's at the window now trying to get geckos again. So, on that note, I hope that you can learn from this, that what I went through can be a learning tool for others as well. As much as it was for me, it was quite an eye-opener of, okay, I'm not as triggered as I was. Good. Pat on the back. I've come a lot further than I even realised. I've had some wonderful, wonderful people helping me. I've had doors open. And it's funny, the doors that have opened have been because someone's done something, you know, really horrible. And then suddenly all these doors open, and it's like, see? We can have the Tower card, which is in tarot. The Tower card is the crumbling down of the old ways. You know, yeah, things have got to fall apart in order for us to rise up. And I had my Tower moment. I had that last year. And it was such an inspiring time. I learnt so much. I grew so much. It's put me in the position to be here now. So turn negatives into positives, see what you can learn. And I hope that even if this just helps one person have their aha moment, it's worth it. Everyone is a teacher, everyone is a student. And on that, I'm going to wish you a wonderful day or a wonderful night. I wish you love and peace. Be the peace. And may we all learn and grow and greet the new era that's coming with open hearts and open minds. And I'm going to leave it at that. I love your comments. I'd love more. I'm not greedy. I just love it. I love hearing your stories. I love hearing how you relate to things. Because that's what I want. I want it to be things that are relatable to people, and where people go, yeah, I went through that last week, or, oh, that was just today. You know, things like that. And we all grow from it. So I hope this finds you safe and well, and that you feel good about where you are on your journey, and that you're excited about where your next part of your journey is going to be. Even if where you are at this point in time, even if it's pretty crappy and not the nicest time, you've had a breakdown in a relationship, or you know, suddenly you've got a massive bill you weren't expecting in. You get through everything. You will. Trust that. You will get through everything. Ask for help. It's okay. Talk to someone. It's okay. Hey, my email address is in the description box. If you want someone that isn't in your circle, that you can just let rip, someone that, you know, you can let it out and they're not going to be able to tell all the other people around you, because yeah, that can happen. Email me. It's okay. I'm just be patient. It might. I don't look at my email, every day. It's a long story. I'm full of them, but I will answer. And it's like with the comments, I will get to you. So please like, subscribe, comment, share. It helps with the algorithms. It helps the channel grow. It helps get this out to more people, so that it can get to someone that just needs this information right now. So we're all helping each other on our growth journey. And on that, I bid you adieu and see you on the other side.